The Talmud operates as a rigorously objective legal system, meticulously cataloging centuries of civil, criminal, and ritual jurisprudence. Yet embedded within these precise legal arguments are the Midrashim, narratives featuring flying trees, uprooted mountains, and suspended laws of physics. This page represents the authentic textual basis. Here, Maimonides provides a framework for understanding these bizarre elements, dividing readers into 3 sects. The first sect, the vast majority, reads passages about trees growing clothing and believes them literally. To them, physical impossibilities are historical facts. These readers believe that accepting every miracle at face value demonstrates piety. They think they are elevating the sages by defending these impossibilities. But by stripping the text of any underlying philosophical intent, they reduce profound legal minds to purveyors of simple magic tricks. When you present the highest laws of a civilization as a collection of irrational fairy tales, you invite scorn. Maimonides argues that this literalist approach accidentally extinguishes the rational light of the Torah. The second sect shares the exact same reading comprehension methodology as the first, but arrives at a different conclusion. These are the self-proclaimed intellectuals, philosophers, and skeptics. They also read the text entirely literally, but instead of blind faith, they deploy that literalism as a weapon. They encounter a bizarre Midrash, assume the ancient sages actually believed in floating mountains, and mock them as primitive and ignorant of basic science. Their logic contains a fatal epistemological flaw. Across ancient cultures, from Greece to Babylon, master inkers communicated their deepest metaphysical and scientific truths through the medium of poetry, riddles, and allegory. By demanding a literal reading of complex metaphysical texts, these skeptics demonstrate their own lack of advanced philosophical training. They remain completely blind to the highly encrypted sophistication of the legal tradition they claim to outsmart. The third sect is so rare that Maimonides notes they barely constitute a group at all. These are the elite individuals equipped with the precise philosophical training required to decode the profound riddles beneath the veil of metaphor. They understand a structural reality about the text. These allegories were engineered exclusively by elite scholars, specifically for the sake of other advanced scholars. The highest metaphysical truths regarding the nature of the universe and human psychology cannot be taught plainly to the uninitiated masses. Presenting raw philosophical concepts to individuals lacking the necessary intellectual foundation guarantees distortion and misunderstanding. Therefore, the bizarre imagery is a deliberate, advanced pedagogical shield. It is a protective encryption designed to safeguard objective truth until a student is intellectually prepared to decipher it. Consider the famous Midrash describing the revelation at Mount Sinai. The text states that God ripped the mountain from the earth and held it over the heads of the Israelites like a massive tub, threatening to crush them if they did not accept the Torah. Read literally, this describes physical coercion. But Jewish jurisprudence requires mutual consent. A forced contract is legally void. To decode the metaphor, the word for the overturned tub, gidget, translates in Midrashic code to an aspaklaria, a clear lens. Seeing behind a transparent barrier defines the highest level of prophecy. Under this clear mountain, the entire community receives direct perception of divine reality. This experience replaced abstract belief with direct empirical testimony. For the sages, this moment turned faith into an observed historical fact, creating a permanent cultural witness that bypasses the doubts inherent in purely philosophical arguments. This specific page of the Talmud details a highly technical legal dispute regarding the ritual purity of a clay oven, known as the oven of Achnai. During the debate, Rabbi Eliezer deploys a series of absurd proofs to support his position. He claims that if the law is in his favor, a carob tree will prove it, and the text states the tree immediately uproots itself and flies hundreds of feet away. To the third sect, the encryption is clear. The Hebrew word for carob tree is haruv, which shares the exact root letters as Horeb, the alternate name for Mount Sinai. The carob tree represents the master of established, received tradition. And the image of an uprooted mountain? In the Talmudic Academies, an ochre harim, an uprooter of mountains, is the specific title for a scholar who masters raw analytical logic and dialectical extrapolation. The surreal imagery perfectly encapsulates the ultimate constitutional tension within Jewish jurisprudence, the delicate, constant friction between relying on received historical tradition and applying innovative human logic to new circumstances. The Midrashic metaphor functions as a masterfully forged two-sided sword. One side immediately repels the intellectually arrogant and the uninitiated. If a reader cannot see past the literal text, the encryption successfully blocks them from misinterpreting profound concepts they are not yet equipped to handle. The other side transmits the highest foundational truths of jurisprudence to those with the prerequisite training to recognize the underlying code. The sages engineered a rigorous, encrypted intellectual tradition that prioritized long-term transmission over immediate accessibility. By utilizing this protective architecture, they successfully preserved the objective majesty and rational agency of a 3,000-year legal tradition.